Everything around you, your phone, your clothes, your car, the roads, the planes in the sky, everything is connected to one substance: oil. Oil fuels movement, it powers industries, it shapes economies, and it influences global trade. For over a century, oil has been the engine behind modern civilization. This is the story of how one natural resource quietly became the foundation of the world we live in. Section 1. The discovery that changed history. For most of human history, energy came from wood, coal, wind, water, and muscle. Yeah, I remember going to Mykonos in Greece last year, and they relied heavily on their wind. It's a windmill. So one of the symbols of Mykonos is a windmill facing the ocean. All right, back to our script. But in the mid 19th century, everything changed. The first commercial oil well proved that energy could be extracted directly from the ground in liquid form and transported across vast distances. So, suddenly, machines became mobile, transport became faster, and industries became stable. Oil was easier to store than coal, more powerful than wood, and perfect for engines. So, in the price, historian Daniel Yegin describes this moment as the beginning of the modern energy age, the point when oil quietly became the backbone of global growth. Section 2. How oil built modern industry. As cities expanded and factories multiplied, oil became essential. Oil powered cars, ships, trains, aircrafts, and manufacturing. Entire supply chains formed around oil. So oil turned into fuel for transport, raw materials for plastics, base for chemicals, and input for fertilizers. So what began as a fuel became an industrial foundation. So in the book, Oil 101, Morgan Downey explains that oil is not just one product, but it becomes thousands of products once refined. This is why oil is not just an energy market. It is an economic system, not just an energy market, but an entire economic system. Section 3. The regions that shaped global energy. Over time, vast oil reserves were discovered across multiple regions of the world: the Middle East, North America, South America, Eurasia, and Africa. So these discoveries reshaped trade routes, investment flows, and infrastructure development. Ports were built, pipelines were laid, refineries rose, and shipping routes expanded. Entire regional economies formed around energy production. So in the book, The New Map, Daniel Yegin explains how oil did not just power cities, it redrew the economic map of the entire world. Section 4. how the oil market works. Unlike most products, oil does not just move physically, it moves financially. Every day, millions of barrels are bought and sold on global exchanges long before they are ever delivered. Oil is traded through spot markets, futures contracts, options market, the two main global pricing benchmarks. A North Sea blend used widely across Europe, Africa, and the Middle East, and a North American benchmark used across the Americas. Prices move based on global demand, production levels, inventory data, economic growth, weather, supply disruptions. In the book, Crude Volatility, Robert McNally shows how oil prices naturally rise and fall in cycles, sometimes gradually, sometimes violently. Oil is one of the most watched markets on earth. I agree. Section 5: Booms, busts, and economic cycles. Oil prices don't just affect drivers, they also affect inflation, food prices, transport costs, manufacturing, and shipping. When oil rises, costs ripple through the entire economy. When oil falls, investment slows and energy producers struggle. So, this is what history shows. History shows repeating cycles: investment boom, overproduction, price crashes, supply shortages, and price spikes again. This is a cycle. So, in the book, The World for Sale, Javier or Javier, I don't know how to pronounce this one, J- Javier, Javier Blas documents how global commodity traders have built massive businesses by navigating these cycles. So, oil is not just about energy, it is about timing. Section 6: Oil and modern investing. Oil has become a major asset class. Investors participate through energy company shares, oil tracking funds, commodity indexes, and futures markets. Energy companies build drilling platforms, refineries, shipping fleets, and distribution networks. These firms rise and fall with the oil cycle. So, in the book, Saudi America, Bethany McLean explains how technological breakthroughs reshaped energy production and transformed the markets in the last decade. Oil investing is cyclical by nature. The best investors understand the rhythm. Section 7: Oil in everyday life. Oil is not just fuel, it's in clothing, phones, packaging, medical equipment, construction materials. Modern life runs on oil-based products. Even renewable energy systems rely on oil for manufacturing, transport, installation, and maintenance. So, oil is embedded into the physical world. It's invisible, well, but it's everywhere. To conclude, the future of oil. The world is changing. Efficiency is improving. Electric vehicles are growing. Renewable energy is expanding. But oil remains essential. The future is not about eliminating oil overnight. Mm-mm. The future is about using it smarter, cleaner, and more efficiently. And as the book, The Quest explains, energy transitions take decades, not years. Oil will remain part of the global system for a very long time. So, oil is not just a commodity, it is the foundation of modern civilization. Oil moves the world, builds the world, and connects the world. The black gold that quietly powers everyday life. See you in the next video on the commodity series. I am Dr. Chidi, the quiet learner. Bye bye.